Okay, today I'm going to go through 4 of the if tasks that we did in lesson recently, so hopefully this will help you to correct any errors that you've made. So I'm going to do the first task, which is x11 if you like. So when I open this up, I'm just going to wait for the instructions. It says create a program that will ask the user for a word, and if the word is you, or you, the program should print out like, otherwise it prints out no like. Okay, so here I'm just going to get user input, and I'm going to say word is equal to input, and then a suitable prompt. Please enter a word. And then the next thing will be an if statement, so it's a selection. I'm just going to say selection based on test. Okay, you need to comment your code, and the comments should be appropriate to what you think is right. So I'm going to say if word is equal to you. And I'm just going to start like that. I'm going to put a colon in there. I'm going to go print like. So this isn't a full solution yet. So I'm going to run that. And I'm going to type you. See, and I should get like. That works. And if I run it again, something else, nothing comes out. Excellent. Now I'm going to put in the else. And I need to look at the instructions again. No like. Okay, so now I'm going to print no like. Run it again. And there's no like. And then I'm going to test it again by typing in you. And that's like. So that works. Now I need to go back to the instructions and make sure that it does it for these 2 other possibilities. And here's where you make mistakes, because you should be saying or word is equal to, so you have to say the whole thing again, you with a capital Y, or word is equal to you, all in capitals. And so that should be it there. I'm just going to make that a bit bigger so you can see it. If I run that now, so here I'm going to test it with you with a capital Y. I'm going to run it again. U, all capitals. I'm going to run it again, and this time I'm going to have the Y and the O capitalized and the U not, and that's correct. So there's the first one. And for that task I could submit that. To indicate that I've finished it, I'll go back here, and now I'm going to go to exercise 12 if you like again. I need to wait for the instructions to come up. So ask the user for 2 words. If the first word is you and the second word is like, then it prints in. Okay, so once again, get user input, and word 1 is equal to input. Not very good variable name, but it's not really a typical question. I'm going to say enter the first word. Then I'm going to say enter the second word as well. Word 2 equals input. Enter the second word. Okay, so if I run that now, it gives me a prompt here and a prompt there, and that's fine. So I've run that just to make sure I haven't made any typing errors, any syntax errors. Okay. So output if both are correct, And so here what we're saying is if word 1 is equal to U and word 2 is equal to, and I need to go back to the instructions, like. So that's what we're testing for here. And if those two things are correct, then we print in. Else if, or elif, we should say in Python. So elif, and here it says otherwise if the first word is you but the second word isn't like. So here I can say if word 1 is equal to you, and there's a hint at the bottom of the screen saying you don't have to test this stuff in brackets, because here I'm going to print what it asked me to print out, which is up. So I'm going to do that. Okay, and the in, by the way, should be capitalized. So, and here, so if word 1 is you and word 2 is like, it will do that. If they are not both there like that, then it will go down here. So I don't have to test. Some people have been testing and word 2 isn't like, but we don't have to test that, because if it was like, it'd be here, and if it isn't like, it comes down here. So it's obviously not like. Word 2 is not like, otherwise it wouldn't get here. It won't get here if that dual condition there is true. It will run that, but none of these elifs. And here, let's test this to prove that. Oh, syntax error, and that's because I've got a single equals line here, and we're testing to make sure something's equal. Enter the first word, so I'm going to do you, second word like, and it should be in. There we go. And now I'm going to do you, then anything else, and it should be up. Now here I'm going to do something there and then like, and that should be nothing, because we haven't tested for that yet. And if we have two things that don't mean anything, then that's nothing as well. And then the next one says elif word 2 is equal to like, then I'm doing a couple of typos here, so need to correct them. Then print, and it will be down. Okay, and I'll run that as well. So here, if I type like for the second word but nothing good for the first one, it's down. And then finally, the last thing is otherwise. And if somebody says otherwise, it means else. Else print, and it asks you to print out. So I'm going to print out. And so if I run that now, and if I don't have you, and if I don't have like, it should be out. So that's task 2. Perhaps I should have more comments in here. I'm going to submit that. I'm going to go back to task 3. If you like again and again. Okay, and so here, if the user enters A, B, C, and then oh right, so this one here is, it's going to keep asking for a letter. So I'm going to start by getting the first user input there. Okay, so I'm going to say letter, that's a good variable name, is equal to input. And we're asking them enter the first letter of the alphabet. Okay, so we're doing that, and if letter equals A, now there is another way to do this, but we're not going to discuss it just now. or letter equals A. And here I better fix that error there. So if they put in an A, then what do? Do we say well done? Yeah. Print well done. And it says well done without a capital, so I'm going to type that exactly the same as they've done. Well done. And then note, if they answer the first question incorrectly, the program finishes with the message incorrect. So here I'm going to do else print incorrect. Okay, so and I can run that and test it. Enter the first letter A, well done. Run it again, capital A, well done. Run it again, S, incorrect. Okay, back to the instructions, and here it says if the user enters the first question correctly, then I just need to read that again. Then they're asked for, sorry, if they get it right, they are asked for the third letter of the alphabet. So only if they get it right. So we go inside here, and we have to say letter equals input, enter the third letter of the alphabet. And then inside here, and it's important that we get this in the correct place, it's tabbed in. If letter equals C or letter equals C, and I keep on missing out this equals sign here, and I press tab then, print well done, and I'm going to do the else print incorrect, and then I'm going to go up to the well done, and I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to get the next letter, so letter equals input, enter the fifth letter of the alphabet, and here I'm going to write if letter equals E or letter, and you've got to make sure you get the or correctly, because if you said and, well, the letter can't be a lowercase and an uppercase at the same time. Then I'm going to do print, and then what does it say at the end? Well, I'm just going to say print well done just now. Okay, so here I've got incorrect. I need to do another one here, else print, and now I need to pay a bit more attention to the question, because it says incorrect, you entered X, but so here it should be more like this, and I'm just going to copy that to save a little bit of time. I'm going to put this one here, incorrect, you entered letter, so I'm concatenating that. I'm going to get rid of this or whatever, but the first letter of the alphabet is A. So, and that's how it should look, like that. So I'm going to copy and paste that to save me a little bit of time. So all these incorrects should have a bit more dialogue, and that's the third, and this one here, the fifth, and it should say E. This one should say C. So if I run that now, let's see if that works. What's the first letter? A. well done. What's the third letter? C. What's the fifth letter? E. Okay, and if I got that wrong, A, then if I do D, incorrect, you entered D, but the third letter is a C. So here, I just need a space there. If I do that again, A, and then R, that's better. You entered R. Oh, I've still got a space missing on that one. Okay, A, W, and that's better. Good. Run it again. If I put Q at the start, incorrect. You entered Q, but the first letter is A. And if I get that one right, A, C, W, incorrect, you entered W, but the fifth letter is an E. So that's that task there, complete. That was a slightly more difficult one. I'm going to submit that. I'll just show you the code again, and I'll open it up a little bit more so you can see it. You can see it's quite long because I've got a print statement here, which is taking up a lot of space. So I'm just going to make it a bit bigger so you can see it. The important thing here is these are nested if statements. There's an if statement, and only if they get it right, they get asked another question. If they get that right, they get asked another question, and so on. Okay, I'm going to submit that. I'm going to go back and do the last one. If you are right, and this is the last one we're going to look at today. If you're right, create a program that will print out a maths question, then ask the user to get the answer right. So if the user gets the question right, they're given a message, well done, and the equation is printed out. Otherwise it says incorrect. Okay, so here we could print out something really simple. This can be a really simple thing. We can print out 7 plus 10 equals. Yeah, so there's a print statement. But instead of that, what I'm going to do straight away is I'm going to type answer is equal to input, like that. So here I'm going to say give the user the question and get the answer. So give the user the question, get the answer. And here I'm going to say if answer is equal to, and for this one it should be 17, print correct. In fact it says well done, so I need to read the question. Else print incorrect. Okay, now here I could just make this into a piece of text. So this is a really simple version of this, and this won't work for the later ones, but here if the answer is 17, so if somebody types 17, it's not an integer because I'm using an input statement, and that will make it a string. And I've just said if the answer is 17, it will say well done, otherwise it will print incorrect. Let's find out if that works. So 17, and that says well done. I need to go back to the instructions now to make sure I get that right, because here it says well done, and then it prints it out. So I need to print out the statement. And I could just do this really mechanically by just doing 7 plus 10 is equal to 17. Yeah, nothing great about that, but that's fine. This works okay. 17, well done. Run it again. And if I type 2, incorrect. Now I could have changed that into an integer by typing int. And then this could have been an integer here, and that would still work. And that's what you would need to do for some of the later tasks. Okay, so that works. And now I can actually use that as an integer, but it's not necessary for this one. I'm going to submit that task. And that's those 4 programming tasks complete. If you were stuck on any, now you can do them. Okay, good stuff.